What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Searching for Grinds and Good Times. This is the homeless line. This is one of the shelters. Catholic Charities, the Women's Shade Tree, Salvation Army up the street, and then there's another one that I'm going to take you to. But look at Las Vegas right now. This is crazy. Street all the way down used to just be full of homeless. They actually cleared it out and they're doing some kind of thing. You do have like a RTC guard right there. But this is the Catholic Charities. So basically right here, in order to stay here, you got to have a food stamp card because they use your food stamp card to feed you 2 times a day. People come out, they hand out sandwiches, bananas, fruit. You have to line up to get a room right here. He's peeing right there on the wall. But this is the line. If you don't line up in time, you will not get a bed. And Fremont is right there. See that Circle Hotel? Fremont is less than 5 minutes away. And they do have a big tent set up there. Probably for the cooling station during the summer, but it is cooler now. But this is crazy. This is right here on Owens and Main Street. You take Main Street right up, you'll hit Main Street Casino, the Circa. But as it says, Fertitta Community Assistance Center, or basically Catholic Charities. Now this building right here, this is men only. If you go to this building right here, this is called the Shade Tree. This is for homeless women, women that are in like dire need. You can go in there, you can get vouchers, food, add-on right here, probably for the Shade Tree. The Shade Tree is the smallest of the like shelters, but it is only for women. As you can see, it's got trees and flowers. It is a little bit nicer than the men's side right here. There's just trash all over the ground. Look at that. And that's Owens, right? And if you go on the next street over, that's Las Vegas Boulevard. And like I said, you're 5 minutes from Fremont right there. And this is Shade Tree. There's the Jerry's Nugget Casino that I reviewed. That's right down the street. This sits right in the middle of all of this. And right on the other side is a very old cemetery. You hear people yelling. And right out here, this is where all the ladies like gather. They have their breakfast. You can kind of see somebody out there. But you take this left if you have the Salvation Army. I'm going to drive up there to show you. That is a senior living house. That's Main Street in Owens. You can see everybody's picking up butts out of the ground. I mean, this place has just got trashed over the years. Just homeless. But I did spend 2010 and 2011 here. Again, you have to get a food stamp card, and every time you go up to your room, you have to line up around 2 p.m. just to get a room. If you're not in by 3, you don't get a room. There's an alcohol tester. You got to blow in that. And if you have any alcohol in you, can't stay in the night, you get thrown out of the program. They're starting to let them in. There's cars right there that are giving food out. They do like drug patches. They do all kinds of stuff, like Narcan and stuff like that. And Four-Master right there, that street used to be full, and the cops did a big sweep a few years ago. I don't know if you heard about this. It was on the news. I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But there was a guy out here. He's in jail right now, I believe. I don't think they killed him. But he was going around with hammers, and he was like finding homeless people sleeping, and he was just like killing them, right? I think he did kill a few of them and like badly injures another one. But the cops set up a decoy, dummy. They set up a sting and they caught that guy. Catholic Charities, Shade Tree. I'm gonna drive up the street, show you the Salvation Army. It's only 3 minutes up the street, but it's on an uphill. Then if you go right past that, I can never remember the 4th one. It's got like a thrift shop in it and stuff like that, but we're gonna go up there and see that one. All right, so we just pulled out. This is where we just walked by, and we're gonna take this left up here and show you another homeless shelter. But they're all waiting food and beds. They'll all be cleared in about an hour or 2. Right, so we're gonna take this left right here, and I'll see you when the light turns green. Right, the light just turned. As you can see, this shop right here is open. But now, as you turn up this street, same thing as what you just saw. Trash, lots of trash. And the homeless actually line up at 2:30 to 3 o'clock for the soup kitchen here. And just homeless. They're building like all kinds of little apartments and stuff. I believe these are all like help apartments. Look at all the trash. And then you come up to here, and this is the Salvation Army. This is another homeless shelter and soup kitchen right here. As you can see, they're waiting to get their lunch today. It is just filthy. That is the Salvation Army. Now we're pulling up to the Las Vegas Rescue Mission, which is just about a 5-minute drive up the street from where we just were. And this has a thrift store, a soup kitchen as well, but this one is a little bigger than the rest. And this is on Bonanza and D Street. All right, now as you see, it says a thrift store right there, and this is the Las Vegas Rescue Mission. And it is a homeless shelter. They also do food banks and stuff like that. But I believe if you go through this tunnel right here, you'll see where they're all staying at. I believe it's this right. So let's see if I'm right. They sleep under this tunnel. Oh yeah. Oh, they cleared them out. You got a lot right here, but under this freeway, man, there was tents everywhere. Oh yeah, they cleared them. It's still so filthy. And this is right up the street from the other two. Look, he's blocking the lanes with bicycles right there. They got tents set up. Look at that. I gotta swerve into another lane. This is just crazy, crazy, crazy. It was so much worse. He's got a fire going right there. They were all under the freeway where I just tried to show you right there. But man, Vegas. This is like the west side going into Northtown. If you're from Vegas, you know. You got the historic west side sign right here. But if you take this right, you go right over to the other two homeless shelters. Had my beanie on. Usually got some, but it's getting cold. Anyway, Fremont's so close, 3 to 5 minute drive. If there's no traffic, you're there in 3 minutes. Everything sits so close. So you got the homeless shelter. Then I think it's called Wayne E. Bunker. It's right across the street from the homeless shelter. They have a graveyard where they have graves from like the 1800s, man, and a lot of World War I, World War II, I believe. We actually walked it when I stayed at the homeless shelter. I actually walked it, and at nighttime, you know, when you're homeless, the friend was like, I had like 6 of us. He's like, hey, let's just go walk the cemetery. We ended up staying in there at night. So that's another crazy story for the documentary. But so that's Shade Tree, Catholic Charities, Salvation Army, and the Rescue Mission, all within 5 minutes of each other. If you go left, that's the homeless shelters. You go right, that's the strip. So I mean, literally, if tourists were to take a 5-minute drive, 3 to 5 minute drive, and go from the strip right down there, you would see all of the homeless shelter. I think I'll go down that way. Let's go drive past where we just were, because there is a graveyard. Said there's the tourists right here. They're coming from the strip. I'm actually Native American, and this is one of the biggest Native American dispensaries because it's on Native American land. That's the Las Vegas Paiute Medical Building, Smoke Shop, and that is what the Indians, the Paiutes in Las Vegas, have built for themselves. Las Vegas Paiute Health and Human Services. I go there for my medical and my dental because I am Native American. There you have the smoke shop, so there's no tax on it. And then that's where the homeless were, right there where I just came from. So I will show you, but those tourists are walking straight to that dispensary. If they walk a couple more minutes down this road, they're gonna run into this. That is Davis Funeral Home, right next door to the homeless shelter. So now we're gonna take a right. We went left earlier right here, but let me show you. This is 2 lanes, and the homeless take up this whole lane. Look at this. I can't even stay in this lane right here. Let me show you. Look at this. This one guy right here, taking up all the space. He don't give 2 damns, bro. Missing a leg. Man, this is so sad. They put you in here, you get your food stamp card, you get a bed full of bed bugs, and that's your room. Right, so if we go right, I haven't showed you this side. This is the back side of the homeless shelter. Now we're gonna take a right, and right across the street there is a, that's the graveyard, the old graveyard. But this is Las Vegas Boulevard, just like I said. We were on Main Street, so this is the other side of the homeless shelter. Yes, Las Vegas Boulevard in Owens, right here. Right, so we are taking a right turn on the front side of Catholic Charities. There's a cemetery. Oh, it's called Woodlawn Cemetery. And this is the front side of the homeless shelter. This is the entrance right here. There's a guard shack right there, and there's a bus stop right here. Man, I can't tell you how many times I was at this bus stop. I did not like that bus stop. And this is Four Master, and as you can see, they put a big gate on the other side. When we were up there, there was no gate. They closed that whole street off. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago. It's probably been about that long. And they built a building back there because they had a youth. The YA building was right here. The youth association or youth program or something like that, but it was so wild there and the building was so old, they actually tore the building down and put all of these gates up right here. And as you can see all the way in the back, the homeless are walking through that tent right there and they're getting their rooms. So they have this, and then we're gonna do a U-turn. And this is flavors. You can use your food stamp card, which I guess there's no food stamps in Vegas no more. I heard that on the 28th it was over. The homeless can go right there, but let me show you something that I did not plan this. Look at the big horseshoe sign right there in the middle of the street. See that? Yeah, the horseshoe. Okay, they're having a funeral right now. Rest in peace to everybody. But that building is an FBI building and it is completely closed. They fenced that off. There was some type of like FBI paperwork or something. There was always so much going on there. That is closed as of this year. There's that horseshoe sign. The reason I'm saying this because I had a friend whose wife worked in here. So 1 second. Right there is the Neon Sign Museum. This is how close we are to everything. There's the old Las Vegas Mormon Fort. I have not been in that museum right here yet. That is the one of the convention centers. It's not Sam Boyd Stadium. But this right here was an FBI files or FBI something building, and it is completely shut down. This is the last thing I thought. They took the sign right here off of the wall, blocked everything, shrubs are growing. I cannot believe that closed down. Yeah, and they have like the Sam Boyd up there is the baseball field where they do all the baseball games. All right, y'all, we are back at the house. All right, so you probably heard me mention a few times about Catholic Charities. I stayed there. Well, I did late 2010, maybe early 2011. I was there at Catholic Charities. Me and my great-grandmother, unfortunately, she ended up passing away. I lost the condo, and I went on a journey through a lot of rough times, but everything's been good for over a decade now, so that documentary is coming, which will explain everything. I just don't want to have all these little pieces out, but I know exactly what Catholic Charities was about. I was in the soup line at Salvation Army, but I will say the food was good, and I needed it at the time, so it got me to where I am now. Married, about to have a kid in December. We are going through IVF, so if everybody's been watching, the IVF has started. So that journey is gonna start on this channel, and it's gonna go step by step. If you don't know what IVF is, look at IVF pregnancy, I guess, and it'll explain it. So this is gonna be a crazy end of the year, but that's the homeless over there. It's just so close to the strip. So if you've seen those tourists walking down, they were a little older. I don't know if they were going to the dispensary necessarily, but there's nothing else down there for them to go to other than Jerry's Nugget, which is a mile. So just a little heads up. Be careful out there. Till the next time, searching for grinds and good times.